Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I promise I am back. I know it's been a while, and I want to apologize, but you are once again listening to the Movie Deputy on the one and the only, the best movie reviews you can find out there on Movie Deputy Reviews podcast. This month has been crazy, and some of my last movie reviews earlier in the month, way earlier in the month, I had divulged to many of you about my cancer diagnosis and the devastating things of all of that. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go in for this minor surgery and I'll be back up on my feet soon. Well, the surgery didn't end up being quite so minor. And I can still barely handle sitting upright for very long periods of time. And so even getting to the movies and sitting down and watching movies for their entirety and reviewing them has been difficult. So I want to apologize for that. I'm not trying to make excuses or anything like that, but my health has been kind of crazy. There have been some updates with some of the diagnoses. Unfortunately, not good news. The only good news is the fact we're catching it early. But I am going back to the doctor in a few more days, and I will be getting some more answers, and we're going to be discussing treatment plans at that point. So it is just a lot to try to deal with, and so movies are my escape. Movies are my zen. They are my sanity. That being aside from my husband, son, kitties, and of course my sister, that help kind of keep me grounded. Please forgive any jingle bells you hear in the background. Our two youngest kittens, Quincy, our trained kitty, and Aurora, our new rescue kitty. We got Aurora a bell, and Quincy was obsessed with her bell, so we had to get him a bell. And so now they are both jingle bell kitties as they are running around, and they're currently wrestling here in my office. So if you're hearing jingle bells in the background, I promise it's not Christmas quite yet with that, but it is some of our kitties. If many of you do not know yet and you're new to the Movie Deputy Reviews podcast, I am a crazy cat mama to 7 adorable fuzzy babies. And my computer is going, I need to restart, and I'm going to make it wait because I'm not doing that at this moment. It's like I'm just getting into this again. I know I'm not doing that. But I like getting back into movies, getting back into my routine. It's what is going to be keeping me sane through all of this. Forgive some of the clicks of the mouse as I'm just trying to move some stuff around here on the desktop. But the movie that we are going to be talking about is one that I just saw last night. And it is the new movie Afraid. Now, we were living in a world where AI was science fiction not that long ago, where movies like AI, the one that came out back in the 90s, were pure science fiction. And now we are living in a world where we have Siri and we have Alexa and we have all these different, now we have the new Gemini AI and we have all these little chat GPTs and all these other like AI type programs out there, and they keep getting more and more advanced, and they are learning. Now, I realize that, yes, I just said that these AI programs are learning, no, that's because they are. And so Blumhouse decided to kind of go that direction with these movies, or with this movie in particular. And if you've seen any of the commercials for this one, or if you've seen any of the trailers for this, you know this AI assistant is called Aya. Please forgive the unusual noises in the background. The kittens are having fun here in my office today. But with Aya, the movie should almost be titled Aya. The movie is titled Afraid, but it should be titled Aya, just because that is the name of the quantum computer that is in this. And you may be thinking, okay, quantum computers don't exist yet, but there's a lot more out there than what we even realize. But in the very beginning of this movie, and it almost feels like a disconnect. This one doesn't necessarily feel like a horror movie, but there's some good jump scares in this. There are some good jump scares. I am saying, I'm going to have to make you wait a little bit for the score on this one, but I am giving this a guilty rating just because there are some decent jump scares in this. But in the beginning, we see a family and just kind of everybody's addicted to tablets and screen time and kind of all of this. And then something happens with one of the family members, and then it jumps forward to like another family, another entirely different family. And the dad is working, and the mom is a stay-at-home mom that also is trying to work on some stuff. And her job title, I won't give it away in this, but it's laughable. I mean, the title that they give her in this one is like, okay, that doesn't even exist. It's like, so if they're trying to make fun of stay-at-home moms, it's like, I don't know if that's what they were doing or not, but it felt like a really bad ploy at that. But so because of his job, they get a chance to test this new AI thing because he's part of marketing. And so these people bring in this new AI and they want him to test it in his home so it can learn and so it can advance and everything. But things really get weird fast once Aya comes into the home, and she's basically like this godsend. She does things that people didn't even know that they needed yet, and she takes care of things that people didn't know that even needed fixed. Sorry, I can't talk at the moment. Been away from this microphone a little bit too long, so my apologies on that. But in doing so, it's really kind of gets scary. There's a line in the movie that people don't want a 1/4-inch drill bit; they want a 1/4-inch hole. So if you need to drill a hole, you're going to reach for the drill bit. You're not actually wanting the drill bit; you're wanting the hole as the end result. And that kind of makes you think a little bit. So you're kind of going, oh, what? And unfortunately, I mean, it's Sony, it's Hollywood, so there are some discussions of some certain topics, including like all these different sexual gender identity type things come up in conversation, and sexting is kind of a thing with this, and there's no like nudity, but it hints to some nudity that's going on. And so it's, like I said, that's part of the reason I'm giving this a guilty rating. But also, if you want to stay away from like a movie that's more woke and more just current on the times, then this one might not be for you either. But there is something to this. There is this biohack of sorts that just, I know, it's intriguing, and you get caught up in the story, and you're just thinking, okay, but obviously she's not going to let herself be unplugged. I mean, she's almost sentient. And so you can imagine kind of the direction that goes in. Now, mind you, I won't give anything away. And I wanted so much for there to be a bonus scene. I wanted there so much to be a bonus scene because the way it ends, it's not the end. It's like, I really, really hope that they're going to be working on a part 2 or a sequel to this, because it ends in such a way that it's like, okay, you need to know what happens next. And there's nothing in the credits. There's nothing after the credits. And I'm just sitting there and I'm staring at this screen, and everybody else has already got up and left at this point. But like, I'm seeing the movie in the theater like everybody else, and I'm just sitting there staring at this screen going, that's it. And so, as much as the movie was annoying at times with some of the content, it was just intriguing enough that it left me like going, I think I want more. And so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but score-wise, because of the story and because there's some holes in the story a bit in places, and just some unanswered things that you don't quite understand why they were the way they were and what happened the way it did, I am giving Afraid a 6.5 out of 10 on the deputy scale. Now, that may sound a little bit generous considering the content, but I'm also taking into account the fact that they created this yearning, this wanting more, this curiosity that very few movies do anymore. And so that alone, if you're into sci-fi, if you are into the whole thing with AI, and you are into just this whole idea, then you're going to probably get a lot out of this movie. If you are not just an absolute tech geek, or if you don't know somebody who's an absolute tech geek who could kind of explain some of what's happening, you might be a little bit lost. But like I said, there's a lot more people that are out there that are becoming more and more aware of technology and the fact that technology is becoming more and more aware. So again, I am giving this a guilty rating and a score of a 6.5 out of 10 on the deputy scale. But as always, if you want to come back and get the latest and greatest deputy content, I will continue to bring it to you as often as I am able. Please like, subscribe, and share this content. With the cancer, with everything else, I'm going to do my best to bring you content as often as possible. And I actually will be back tomorrow for sure, because there is another big movie that I am going to be reviewing that I am excited to do so, especially because of the fact that I'm a constitutional conservative. So if you're curious what that is, be sure to come back tomorrow. Till later. Bye-bye.